Good morning, church, and happy Sabbath. Okay, I am here to do the Black History Spotlight today. So, about 2 weeks ago, I went to a restaurant to celebrate Black History Month, to kick off Black History, and we started talking about the Montgomery bus boycott. And someone brought to our attention that there were other cities and states that had actual black bus companies running, and I was not aware of that. So that sent me to the library and to the internet to sort of go in and find out about those things. So I'm going to share that with you, what I found out. Okay, 13 black men pooled their savings in 1926 and built the largest black-owned bus company in the world. So that was 100 years ago. May 26, 1926, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, 13 black men pooled their life savings, $100,000 combined, and formed Safe Bus Company Incorporated. They weren't opening a corner store or a barber shop. They were launching a transportation company that would become the largest black-owned bus operation in the world. Winston-Salem had a substantial black population that needed reliable transportation, but white-owned companies either avoided black neighborhoods entirely or provided deliberately poor service. These 13 men saw an opportunity where others saw only obstacles. Segregation had created a captive market, and they intended to serve it with A-class passengers while generating steady profit. The fleet expanded from a handful of buses to 35, then 32 vehicles crisscrossing the country. By 1955, Safe Bus was grossing $825,000 annually and carrying approximately 15,000 passengers every single day. The company employed 75 people, and bus drivers earned between $160 and $250 per hour wages that exceeded what many college-educated school teachers made. This was economic dignity. Black men wearing uniforms, driving routes through their own communities, earning middle-class wages. Safe Bus served roughly 20% of Winston-Salem's total transit needs. 1/5 of an entire city's public transportation was in black hands, controlled by black management and staffed by black employees. The buses ran on time, maintained safety standards, and generated consistent profits. By 1968, Safe Bus had expanded service across the entire city, competing directly with white-owned companies and becoming essential citywide infrastructures. Now, infrastructure is organized systems like hospitals, transportation, networks, basically, that keep us functioning and running. They're for survival, basically. So you can see these people they had built a critical infrastructure back 100 years ago. White-owned bus companies that had previously ignored or mistreated black customers suddenly became accessible because everything changed during the Civil Rights Act of 1964. And it dismantled legal segregation. Black passengers eager to exercise their newly recognized rights began choosing integrated options. Ridership on Safe Bus declined sharply. The company that thrived because segregation forced black people to create their own institutions now faced competition from the very businesses that had excluded them. Each passenger who switched to a white-owned company was revenue loss. Operational costs remained constant. Buses needed maintenance, drivers needed wages, but income dropped steadily through the late 1960s. In 1972, after 46 years of operation, the stockholders voted to sell Safe Bus Company. The Winston-Salem Transit Authority purchased Safe Bus and assumed responsibility for public transportation. The largest Black-owned transportation company in American history ceased to exist, not because of mismanagement or incompetence, but because the civil rights movement's success had eliminated the conditions that made it necessary. For nearly half a century, their company provided good jobs, reliable service, and a model of what Black economic self-determination could achieve. But when legal barriers fell, Black customers exercised their freedom to choose, and many chose the business that had often once excluded them. So basically, what I want people to understand is that integration is a wonderful thing, but it has to be a two-way street. It has to be a two-way street. We are supposed to have diversity. We are supposed to relish in all cultures. We are supposed to respect all cultures, and we are supposed to have an even exchange of all cultures and learn from each other. So Safe Bus proved that we could build empires when we were forced to. So the question it leaves us with today is whether we will choose to build those empires now that we have the freedom of choice to do so. So please make sure that you are making wise choices, and let's all people come together and let's do as God would have us to do and love each other.